So good day to everybody here at the August Business Lunch and Talk that is sponsored by the Chamber of Commerce and by CCOM. And we want to just put out a thank you to CCOM, who sponsors our internet here at the Chamber, and they keep us connected in the community. So I welcome you all. We've got a big program today, so we need to get started. So I'm going to let Greg Kolomitz visit with you about what's happening at the Chamber of Commerce and the events coming up with the Chamber. So Greg, why don't you start off? Welcome, everybody.
Thanks, Julie, for your leadership in spearheading this community engagement program. Appreciate that. Before we get into what we're up to at the Chamber, got to give a huge shout out to our friends in Rocky Ford for just a great fair. What a wonderful event. They have carried that on, and they do it with such professionalism and pride, and it's just a wonderful event for the Arkansas Valley community. So congratulations to our friends at Rocky Ford.
It was the 145th,
I just want to spend
Greg.
I'm aware of that, and it is also the longest running continuing fair
Right.
in the state of Colorado. So I got you, Julie. So want to just spend a few quick moments, see a lot of friends and colleagues on the screen here. And I know everybody's, August is really a weird transition month. It seems like we're still in summer, but we're all going back to school and work. And anyway, and at the Chamber, we're really excited about Early Settlers Day. I know we harp on Early Settlers Day, it seems like year round, but we're really excited about it this year. It's going to be September 10th, Saturday, September 10th. We're changing a few things up and adding some new activities. So we're going to have a softball tournament, and Randy Ray and Thunder Media is the running point on that. So we're going to have 2 days of men's and co-ed softball tournament over at Veterans Field. Really excited about that. We're going to have a chalk drawing competition event, and Lisa at the State Bank are spearheading that. I think that's going to be really exciting. We're going to have a community breakfast morning of September 10th, sponsored and paid for by the Burlington Northern Santa Fe Railroad. We're going to have that. That's going to take place at the Santa Fe Plaza downtown before the parade. And then we'll have the traditional vendors booths and everything at the park. We've got a petting zoo. We're going to have a dog agility park. Ben's Fort is coming and is going to do some sort of demonstration. We got food trucks. So we're going to do everything we normally do at the park. And then we're going to transition a little bit that evening down to Santa Fe Plaza. And that's where the beer garden is going to be. And the beer garden will open at 3 to 11. And we'll have DJ music in there. And then at 7, Martini Shot is going to be our band. And we're excited to bring that back down to our downtown community. So we're really looking forward to this Early Settlers Day, changing things up and trying to make a little bit of a difference. So hope you all can join us. Parade applications, there's no fee to be in the parade. We want as many participants in the parade. Just coordinate with Timmery. But we're going to have a big parade, and it's going to be cool. We're really looking forward to this.
So is there anything else you wanted to share, Greg?
No. Nice.
Marie, do you have anything
try,
to
Julie.
offer additionally?
Yeah, there's a few vendor spots left. So if you haven't got your vendor application in, I would seriously come do that today or tomorrow just to make sure you get a spot. Or you can email me and I can send you that vendor application or the parade application. Everyone's welcome. The bigger the parade, the better. We all enjoy super long parades, especially the kiddos. So definitely we look forward to having a great event, and I look forward to seeing each and every one of you out there.
Yeah, just real quick, Julie, just like what the chamber's been up to. We did participate in the Arkansas Valley Fair. We had a booth up there, and we manned it. We were in the parade, and this is my little thing, but I'm really happy to say that the Lahana Chamber of Commerce, for the second year in a row, bought an animal in the 4-H livestock sale. I think that's really just what we're about. Lahana Chamber of Commerce, participating in our community and supporting our community. So
we are now the proud owners of a goat.
2 goats.
Two
Got
goats.
2 goats.
Goats. Yeah. Okay, anything else, Greg or Timmery?
No.
All right. Thank you very much. So now we're going to speak with our Carroll County Sheriff Sean Mobley, and Sheriff Mobley, I think you have some exciting news to share about a new jail, maybe.
Well, hello, can everybody hear me first of all?
Yes.
Okay, awesome. So yeah, something we're pretty excited about is moving forward. Now, we started a project a couple of years ago before the pandemic kicked in, and we just about had our ideas kind of settled out and all that. And so we prepared a measure to go to the ballot, and then the pandemic hit. And so we realized that it was a poor time to even consider something like that. And then even since then to today, I still don't feel, with the way our current economy is, and just kind of the way things are in the world, that asking anybody to pay a higher percentage in sales taxes, just not something that I really support. And so we try to find a way to be able to do this without having to raise taxes or anything. And so we came up with a solution. And so earlier this week, we got approval to get going on the financing piece of this. And essentially, it kind of works. This is a very complicated process. Most things are when it comes to government. But kind of what we did is similar to a mortgage, I guess, except we put the courthouse up as collateral. And so that's how we're going to finance what we're doing. Now, it is going to be very, very basic. There's going to be nothing fancy, but it is going to be modern, safe, and meet, not just our needs, but to help provide additional services for those that are incarcerated in our facility. What we've seen in society in a whole, as a whole, but also locally here, is so many of the people that come into our facility have either a substance abuse issue, mental health, or a co-occurring disorder, which is both. And right now, we can provide some limited kind of treatment with our facility the way it is, but not really much, because our facility is so old. So this will allow us to provide additional services there. And then also we're working on partnerships to kind of create a warm handoff. So once people leave our facility, now they've got some follow-up care and all that. And the ultimate goal is, to bring the crime rates down countywide, and then also to reduce recidivism. And that's that revolving door that we often have here. And because we lack so many of the resources here in the Valley, we often see that. So somebody with a substance use disorder, for example, may run out of supply or medication, or may not have a provider to give medication or so forth. And so they end up coming to jail repeatedly, just so they can get on new medication and so forth. And that's not really good for them. It's certainly not good for our society either. So we got to kind of take a better look at this. So anyways, we're moving forward with this. So our facility is sold and falling apart that, we're looking at shutting it down completely. Now, the price tag on that, just for housing our current incarcerated in other counties, is about $1 million per year. Now, we can certainly pay for a facility, consider that like an annual mortgage payment for just actually a portion of that. So it just makes sense that we have something that's our own, that we keep our money here within our county rather than essentially financing other counties. So that was a kind of another piece of that.
Sheriff Mobley,
Yes,
where is this facility going to be located?
currently we're looking at building it right where we're at. So we have the county has an empty lot right next door to the sheriff's office, and that's where the new sheriff's office itself, the patrol piece, the administrative offices will be, and then the jail will be where the sheriff's office is currently. So it'll be a demolition of the existing building and then rebuilding on that lot. Now, we did open it up to the 5 contractors that qualified, which will be interviewed next month. That if they find a better location, we would take a look at that. But currently, I think we're going to build right where we're at. And again, that's trying to keep costs down to an absolute minimum, which is important for all of us. Today I'm working on a letter of support for a grant that Amy Tanabe, our county administrator, and I are working on, trying to get $750,000 to help in one of the phases of construction. And this would be a 3-phase project. But that's my big project for today anyways, to make sure that's done and we get that submitted by September 1st, which is the due date there. But it is exciting. This has been long overdue. I know Sheriff Eberly started work on this, as did the county, back in 1999. Chris Johnson did some work on this, and I've been fighting this for 7 years now. And so to see some progress now is, it's really great. And it's something that my staff deserves. They deserve a safe place to work. I'm not sure that anybody here has been on a tour of our facility, but it's interesting. I've had legislators come down recently. Again, we're looking at the best way to do things for all of us is going to be better for everybody involved. That's us, our staff, those that are incarcerated, and our community as a whole. We're looking for solutions out there because we are, as everybody's aware, seeing kind of an uptick in the crime rate, and we're wanting to address that. But you can't just address it by continually throwing people in jail. We need to address the issues within our own society here and within our communities, and that's what we're working towards. It is a slow process. So, like I said, I've been working on this for 7 years.
Well, gosh, that's exciting. Do you have any idea when groundbreaking might happen?
We're hoping it's going to be early next year.
Okay.
For the first phase. The first phase will be the new sheriff's office, the administrative offices. And then the last phase will be the jail itself.
Okay.
So we're hoping for an end date of either 2024, depending on availability of materials and so forth. That's been, the supply chain has been kind of an issue for all of us. And it has been for contractors as well, and in the construction industry. So we're hoping at the very latest 2026 completion date for all projects.
Okay. Does anybody else have any questions for Sheriff Mobley?
I do. So you said that you're going to use the courthouse as collateral. Who is doing the financing? Did you mention that? Or can you say?
So this week, we announced at our public meeting with the commissioners on Monday afternoon that Mr. Matzloff, I can't think of his first name or the firm that he's involved with. Anyways, his firm works on government financing. In fact, I think he was involved with the nursing home project here in Junta.
Lisa, if you go to last night's Rocky Ford paper, it was in there.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, I'm sorry, I didn't have a direct answer for you. So that paperwork for the financing is supposed to be finalized by next week. So I think shortly after that, there are going to be bonds that'll be going out that I think are available for the public in $5,000 increments. Similar to, I think, what the nursing home project did here in Junta. And then we should have an answer, I will say, in 3 weeks. exactly who's going to be financing this and how that's going to be done, because all that paperwork will be completed at that time.
Well, thank you very much. Gosh, that is exciting news today.
Yes.
Have a new jail. So thank you for being on today and representing Otero County. So
My
now
pleasure.
representing the
Appreciate it.
city of Lahana is one of our city council people, Lisa Pantoya. So Lisa, can you take it over?
Yeah, I was just going to mention some of the things that we have going on and what we're working on. One of the things is, as I don't know if everyone knows, but we're going to have the 1% sales tax increase on the ballot. So if there's anyone that has any questions, or they should get informed on that, because it's a really important tax that needs to pass. And if anyone has questions on that, then they should get with us on that, because it's very important. And if it doesn't pass, then we'll have to look at cutting some of the, what we're looking at is to help with the inflation for competitive wages, and then also to be able to keep up with the pool and have the golf course and just all the costs that are going up. So it's important for that. The other thing that we have going on, we have Tippy Martinez courts were redone, and then they also did pickleball courts out there. And then we are looking at redoing the tennis courts at the city park next year. We have the brick and tile park, and that's scheduled to be completed by the end of the year. The rain kind of delayed some of that, and then also just the timing of being able to lay the foundation and everything that they're working on. Plus, our city workers are working on the chip and seal, so we kind of have everyone spread out. And then the Live Well Park, the artwork that everyone sees over there, that is still being worked on by the artists, so that will take some time, but that is also planned to be completed by the end of the year as well. They also installed lights at the city park at the basketball courts. There weren't lights there before. They were in the tennis courts, and there's a lot of kids that play basketball in the evenings, so they put lights out there. We have the art project that's going to be happening the first week of October. That's going to be a real exciting event. They're going to have artists from the community on the wall. They're going to be doing artwork, and then they're going to have vendors there, music. They'll have some other art activities going on. We also have the Tarantula Fest. That's going to be the second week of October, and that one is going to be another exciting event. They'll have bus tours that they'll do. They'll have an information center. This will be all at the senior center. They'll have a CSU professor down that's going to go over just the importance of the migration of the tarantulas and just the information on the tarantulas. And they're also going to try to get there were some hawks that they were going to get. I guess the hawks eat the tarantulas. So it's going to be exciting. And we also did sell the Uptown video, the Presbyterian Church. Vance Johnson is working on that. I don't think he knows exactly what he's going to do, but he's already, if you've been by the Uptown, he's already peeled back the siding that was there to show the stone. So he's been working really hard on that, and I think he's the best fit to do that work to get that restored. The other thing that we're doing is hold on a minute. Oh, he's also going to be opening at the Tribune. It's called the Daily Press. It's going to be a coffee shop. And he also has in the basement over there, they're doing some training with baseball. I believe they have like a pitching cage down there, and they're working with them down there. So we're trying to work on just having more things to do in the community, to just be able to stay here, generate, the businesses with some money, and just keep Lahana going.
Boy, the city's busy, Lisa.
They are.
Yeah. Does anybody have any questions for Lisa about anything in the city or anything she's mentioned? So we'll all what are the dates of the Tarantula Festival? I didn't catch that.
The Tarantula Festival is the second week in October, so it'll be the weekend after they have the art project, and that would be, I believe, on the 8th, October 8th is that weekend. And then the art project is October 1st.
Correct, yes. Okay. Well, thank you, Lisa. We appreciate you sharing with us that from the city.
Thank you.
So, Rick Lovato, school started and everything's going. So if you could tell us about what's happening at East Otero School District?
Sure. We are back, and we have, I think the anger of our local Lahana kids that we had school while the fair was going on is kind of passed over now that everybody else is in school. Our elementary kids were able to go to that Wednesday, Thursday, but our high school kids had school those days. And I know for my own personal kids, they weren't real excited about that. But in all essence, it's nice to be back to a normal start. Activities, we are busier than ever with all of the sports and things going on. We probably, I wish I wanted to have Mr. Nushi, my new assistant superintendent, not new to the area, but we kind of restructured central office because just the amount of things that have changed over the last few years, especially with federal funding and grant funding and, you know, having to pay a lot more attention to soft money is what we call it when it comes from the feds. Just needed a little bit more support in here. We restructured some things, and also trying to make sure that the building level leaders are able to just focus on building level things. And we're trying to kind of tackle those other level areas that schools have to do to function, but it's pretty far away from the kids as far as day-to-day interactions. So I wanted to introduce him today, but he's at a meeting as we speak that we didn't plan on him having, but he had. So sooner or later, we'll have him on and let him do a little talking about what's going on. The school district, you know, we're still in the midst of all kinds of growth changes, and age of the buildings is kind of catching up. We had some roof issues at the high school. We're excited. Our AC project in the buildings is almost finished, but it didn't come without hiccups of its own. We were awfully hot in the buildings the first 2 weeks of August when teachers were here by themselves. But by the time kids came, most of the rooms were where they needed to be. But we still have to do the controls and all of the behind the scenes things to make sure that it's functioning the way it's supposed to. So that's still in process. Should be done by October. And that's a project that without the federal funds that we got for air quality through COVID, likely wouldn't have happened in my career. That's an expensive project, and to be able to sock away $4 million a little bit at a time when other things come up with buildings is difficult for schools. So we're very grateful for that. We paid out of our match 1.4 million from federal ESSER monies, and then we got an emergency BEST grant for 2.6. And so out of the district construction funds, we'll be paying for material changes and change orders that might come through, but the bulk of the project was really paid for by all grants, which is awesome. That being said, we have roof issues at the high school. That's an old building built like a bomb shelter, and we won't find someone to come and try to fix that. Everybody that comes in to look at it wants to build a new building, and obviously that's a lot of money, as Sheriff Mobley was explaining. So we're going to try to be creative and look at our facilities and continuously try to upgrade, but that's going to be a process. And that's one of those things that, before I retire, I'd love to see us be able to either have a new facility or upgrade facilities to where we're set for another 30 or 40 years. So we'll see how that goes. Teachers, we had a hard time finding teachers, and we've got, I think last count was 13 alternative licensure teachers. Alternative licensure is for a student that has a degree but does not have the teaching background. And so we put them through some classes with Southeast BOCES and Lamar, and they're able to earn their teaching certificate while they're working in the position. We've been doing that for several years. It's not a new concept, but to have that many is just indicative of what's going on nationwide as far as the teacher shortages that are all over the place. And we're hoping to continuously recruit, and we're really trying to be aggressive with that, but it's hard. And it's hard in the law enforcement world. I saw just this morning where trying to recruit police officers is even, just as difficult. Bus drivers, we boosted our bus driver salary, base bus driver salary is $20 an hour. Anybody who wants to get a bus license, we'll help you. We'll pay for the training. We'll get you fixed up. If you want to just be an activity driver, I know I got a few parents on here that might want to go watch their kids play here in the next several years. If you want to be a bus driver and just want to do it part-time for some extra cash, let me know. We can certainly help do that. We did manage. I think we finally have our routes covered. We're doing what we used to do in 5 routes with 3 people. And so we're still looking, but we're able to accommodate and do the best we can. So with that, I'll just entertain any questions.
So Rick, what about the bus barn? Did it get finished?
The exterior is done. Now we're actually finalizing. We're trying to select contractor to do the finish work on the interior.
Oh, okay.
And so the buses are able to be in there, and we're able to, keep them covered. But the office, the restroom, and some of the other pieces that are going to go along with it, that's what we're working on in the interior.
Okay. So does anybody else have questions for Rick about school or anything that he's mentioned?
I do, Julie. Thanks to Julie, I'm involved in a statewide leadership program that I get connected with a lot of rural other statewide leaders. And it's remarkable to me that people always recognize the quality of our La Junta school system. And I mean, that's a huge shout out to you, Rick, and your staff and your team. But people know, like, La Junta, I mean, we have challenges, but they know we're getting it done. So congratulations.
Thanks, Greg.
So anybody else with a question for Rick?
I will give a heads up, and this isn't going to sound very positive, but we've been fighting test scores since long before I was here. And I'm not going to tell you it's going well. The pandemic, we were trying to get off of the clock at the intermediate, and pandemic hits. Our participation rates for the CMAS testing last year were not good at all. And it's not supposed to count against the district when a parent decides to opt out. But I was told on Monday that there's a possibility that there could be some negative impact of those opt-outs. But we won't hide from it. We're still constantly trying to improve the literacy of our kids. And they're really working and making a concerted effort on that. But typical, we're getting back to normal. And one of those normal things is we'll start getting that newspaper buzz of where we are with test scores. And sadly, we're not going to be in an upper echelon yet. And we're still working at it, but just kind of giving front loading to let you guys know that we are back in that reporting phases where all the school comparisons and all the testing is going to start becoming a bigger priority.
Okay, well, we thank you, Rick, for sharing with us, and we'll look forward to hearing more next month.
Thank
So
you,
now
guys.
we have Otero College, Chris Carrillo, and he has some of his coaches from soccer and volleyball with us. If you want to just introduce those, and each person will have just a short time, a minute or so, to tell about their sport.
Absolutely. Thanks for having us on again.
Just a minute, Chris, Greg wants to share something.
I am totally jumping you on this. I just want to acknowledge what Otero Athletics does for Early Settlers Day in terms of the drop up of the tables and chairs, and they are just such a huge supporter. So I just wanted to acknowledge that. And sorry, Chris, but thank you for everything you guys do.
Thank you, Greg. Appreciate it. And then I was going to get with you also and tell you that we'll be delivering chairs and tables for the early
Yeah,
sevens event.
we'll have to figure out, because we're gonna have to split them between the park and the plaza, so.
Absolutely.
figure it
Wherever you need them, we'll have them there. So
Yeah, appreciate it. Thank you.
Mr. Lovato's update is I was sitting here going, that's a lot of what we have going on within our campus right now. Campus definitely got busy within the last week. We had over 260 student athletes move on to campus. Their families were here over the weekend, so it was definitely a busy time. But it's definitely an exciting time as well. We like to see them come back on campus and get things rolling. So we are full steam ahead right now with our 2 soccer programs, with men's soccer and women's soccer getting kicked off, and then we also have volleyball, who started their season too. We definitely have a brand new coaching staff, basically from top to bottom. I didn't bring them all with me today, obviously, but we definitely had some turnover within the last year and a half. But a lot of that's been positive turnover. You hear it all the time. Well, what's going on with the Otero coaches? And they got a new coach every year in a different sport, and we're seeing new people and new faces. And the problem, I guess, it's not a problem, but a positive thing is they're coming in, they're having really successful seasons, and then they're getting opportunities at the D2 level, the D1 level, and we're just not able to hold on to them as long as we'd like to here at Otero. But they're definitely coming in. Our coaches do a fabulous job. It's been a challenging time as far as the recruiting aspect right now with COVID and whatnot. Hopefully we're on the downslide of that, but our coaches again have done a fabulous job of keeping us rolling and continuing to bring in quality student athletes to our institution. So we're really excited about the upcoming seasons. We definitely feel like we have a good group of student athletes coming in every program, not only soccer and volleyball, but we walk around campus and you recognize some faces and some names. We definitely have quite a few local Valley kids coming into our programs this year, so that we're really excited about. They're going to do some really good things. So we're excited to see you guys come out and support Otero athletics, and hopefully we see you at the games. But I won't take up too much more of our time. I'll turn you over to the important people right now. I'll turn you over to Coach Adame, who's our, I say new, but he actually took the women's soccer program over last year. He was our former men's assistant coach on the soccer side. We transitioned him over to the women's head coach, and he's doing a fabulous job for us. So I'll turn it over to Coach Adame, and he can kind of give you a short update on where the program's at and the last 2 events and the upcoming events that we have this upcoming weekend. So Coach Adame.
Yeah, thank you, Coach. Everybody hear me okay?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. Thank you for having me. Thanks, Coach Carrillo. Appreciate that. And extremely excited to be, a part of Otero athletics. We're returning some girls from a group last year. We were lucky enough to play in the Region 9 championship last season. Fell a little bit short, but learned a lot from that tournament run. We returned some girls this year, added some new girls, from some girls here from the state, and then we got some girls that are joining the program from all over the country, from Spain to Switzerland to Japan. We got girls coming from all over the world, and then we've got a really good core group of Colorado girls as well that'll be representing us on the field. So far we've had a few games. We played Colorado State University Pueblo, had a really good game with them. We played a local club team out of Denver, and then we played Dodge City Community College, and we've had some good results there. And we're working through some things, growing every single day. The girls are really excited to be here. They're working hard. They're getting settled in. So we're extremely excited. Really excited about this upcoming season. Not only what we're going to do athletically, but what these girls are going to do academically as well. So super excited about the group. Really excited about again, being here at Otero. I'm beginning to put some years into Otero, and I really enjoy my time here, and appreciate the support from the administration, from Coach Carrillo. And again, we're looking forward to another great year from Otero women's soccer. So thank you, Coach, and appreciate you guys having me on.
Thank you.
Thanks, Coach. Next, we'll just stay with soccer real quick. We'll bring on Coach Ty O'Connor. He is our head men's soccer coach. Coach O'Connor.
Thanks, Coach. Yeah, so my name is Ty O'Connor. It's my first year here at Otero. The reason why I accept the position is because I really love kind of the backing and support that the community has with Otero. And kind of similar to Coach Adame is that we have 14 countries on our team right now. with 20 internationals, and then we include with Colorado athletes and a couple from the States. So we went to Iowa this past weekend and played Iowa Western Iowa Lakes, #1 in the country, #6 in the country. We didn't get the results, but we competed through all the way through overtime, and we're receiving rankings, receiving votes for rankings in the top 20 just after the first weekend. And we've played 4 RMAC schools as well and got some good results about the RMAC schools. And I know, my student athletes are very excited to get involved with the community, and we're willing to do whatever the community needs if maybe join the parade or do whatever we have to do. But our entire student athlete, men's soccer team is very, very appreciative of the community and what, Coach Carrillo and the administration has done. But yeah, thank you guys so much for having me on here too.
Well, thank you. We appreciate men's soccer also. So Chris, the next coach.
Next one, we'll go to volleyball, and our new head coach for volleyball is Coach Terrell Berry. And Coach Terrell Berry is a former alumni of Otero, so we're really excited about him and the future of Otero volleyball. But I'll let him give you a recap of where we're at with volleyball. Coach Berry.
Well, can all you guys hear me okay?
Yes.
Awesome. Well, thank you guys for having me. Brand new coaching wise at Otero, but like Chris said, I'm an alumni. I graduated from here in 2011. It's kind of like coming home, coming back to Lahana. So I definitely am excited to be back. Our volleyball program kicked it off. We went to the region scrimmage in Windsor, and we played some tough Wyoming schools up there. Definitely hung with them. We've got kind of a young group. We only have, I think, 10 returners. A lot of Colorado kids. We have a few here from the Valley, which is kind of exciting. Mostly Rocky Ford and Fowler. Then we have 2 Brazilians on the team, so a little bit of diversity there. Then we headed down to Midland, played a lot of tough schools down there from Texas and New Mexico. Some schools that are consistently at the national tournament. So didn't quite get the wins we were hoping for, but we definitely competed and played really well. Took them all the way to the end. So I think we're gonna go to Trinidad and see some more promising results in Trinidad, I think.
Well, thank you. Appreciate
you,
that.
guys.
We'll have to all make it to a volleyball game.
I'd love to see you guys there.
So Chris, is there anyone else here that is a
No,
coach?
that was soccer and volleyball update. And then, we're getting ready to start our softball and baseball fall programs and their schedules, and as they head into the fall season as well. Then we'll jump right into basketball season along with wrestling. So we said that we're full steam ahead, and hopefully we can see you guys out in the community. And if anything, like Coach has said, any community projects or community service projects pop up throughout the season and throughout this fall semester, definitely reach out to us, and we're always willing and able to jump on those community service projects as well. So we appreciate all you guys and all your support for sure.
Thank you. Thanks for joining us today.
Thanks for having us.
So now we're going to see a new face on the Business Lunch and Talk. Not really a new face in town, but new to the BLT. Andy Flemmer is the new CEO at the Arkansas Valley Regional Medical Center. So Andy, you want to take it away?
Yes, thank you, Julie. And thank you for the invitation to the Business Lunch and Learn. And so I have on here with me Heidi Gerhardt, and she is our Chief Nursing Officer. And also we have Kelsey Herman, our Human Resources Director, as well as Janice Leah, who is our Compliance Officer, as well as our Patient Advocate, Patient Relations Manager, and also our Marketing Director. In smaller critical access rural hospitals, everyone wears multiple hats. And so you'll hear multiple titles from most everyone here at Arkansas Valley Regional Medical Center. It's hard to believe I've been here 2 months already. And a lot's been happening. I've had the opportunity to meet all of the members of our medical staff here at the medical center and throughout the community. We have a wonderful medical staff, highly trained and educated at some of the best training programs across the nation. And so we are going to be augmenting our medical staff over the next many months. I just interviewed an excellent family medicine OB candidate this morning who's at one of the top training programs in Kansas, and he's looking for a rural community where he can give back to the community as well. I think he'd be a great fit for us. And I will be very active in provider recruitment, either full-time providers that reside here and practice here full-time, or that rotate into our specialty clinic facility and in this clinical annex building, which is attached to the hospital. I'm in discussions with Health One, which is HCA in Denver, for specialists to rotate here from their facilities. So it'd be Swedish Medical Center, as well as Presbyterian St. Luke's and Skyridge, all of their other and their other hospitals as well. We already have a very long-standing, solid partnership with UC Health that has been in place for many, many years, and we have many specialists that already have been rotating here, some for up to 20 years and longer. And so I don't know if everyone in the community is aware of that. So we need to do a better job of telling our story and getting the word out on all the talent and skilled providers, as well as nursing and other technical and the other types of ancillary staff that we have here in our rehab department, respiratory therapy, pharmacy, of course, nursing, and our surgical services. And even working in our environmental services department here, those are challenging jobs, especially with the COVID pandemic during the past 2.5 years. That has really upped the game for our environmental services team that work hard every day to keep the hospital safe and sanitized and clean. I've had some visitors from the Community Hospital Corporation, which we have a consulting relationship with. They do not manage the hospital. They provide us with expert advice for rural critical access hospitals. And their executives were here visiting during our last board meeting at the end of the month in July. And they remarked how clean this hospital looks. And they see many, many hospitals throughout the nation. And some of our housekeepers actually overheard that. And so that was nice that the staff actually heard that. And just seeing the big smiles on their faces when they heard that. So I'm going to continue to be active in the community and get the word out. Obviously been here to the chamber events. And my wife and I did go to the Arkansas Valley Fair, and that had a great time Friday evening, walking around the fair, eating fair food, and also enjoying the rodeo. And saw one of our board members there, Rob Pickering, who resides with his family in Rocky Ford, and met his wife Jessica. Then also my wife Shannon and I are going to be active out in the community and looking forward to getting more involved. I'll be joining some of our medical staff members at the La Junta High School football game this coming Friday.
Very good.
So looking forward to that.
Well, you're getting a real taste of the community if you were at the fair and had fair food.
That's even deep fried cheesecake. Like our cardiologist probably isn't too happy with me about that one. I don't know if Heidi or Kelsey or Janice have anything they'd like to add.
So does anybody have any questions for Andy? We'll hear more from you each month, Andy. So we'll just have you as a regular on the agenda, and you can share whatever you like. So
I appreciate that, Julie. And also I had the opportunity at the invitation of Mayor Ayala for La Junta City Council meeting this past Monday. Had an opportunity to introduce myself to the city council members and received a very warm welcome there. And I will be giving an update on what's happening at Arkansas Valley Medical Center, your community hospital, and on a quarterly basis is what we're looking at. And then also Valley-wide Health Systems is a very important strategic partner for our community and for Arkansas Valley Regional Medical Center. And I had an opportunity to meet their CEO and their COO, and as well as Dr. Perry, the regional medical director, at their La Junta clinic. They drove over from Alamosa, and we're going to be having regular monthly meetings to make sure we keep the communication lines open between the two organizations and forge an even stronger partnership going forward.
That's
And
great.
so looking forward to that. And just wanted to, anybody have any questions?
Any questions for Andy from the hospital? And then we'll bring you on each month and we can hear different things about the hospital. So thank you.
Sounds good. Thank you, Julie.
So now we have Sheridan Moosman, who's going to tell us what's happening out at Casa del Sol and the new things they have out there. Sheridan?
I just unmuted. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay. Well, just wanted to give you an update. We had a very successful opening of our new 4 duplexes, which were 8 apartments. And it was just really nice to get those on and occupied and bring in a bunch of residents. Interestingly enough, of the residents we brought in there, we brought 9 new people to the community that were not community residents before. So those were out-of-towners and out-of-staters. So it just shows you that people have the interest in moving to La Junta, to smaller community, cost of living is better, and so forth and so on. So it was kind of neat to have that take place.
And
We
Sheridan,
have,
this is Andy Plummer. As some of you may know, my wife and I moved into Casa del Sol. We're 2 of those new residents to La Junta. Sheridan and his team have done an awesome job there at Casa del Sol. The duplexes are very, very nice, very modern, very spacious, and there's always a little punch list type things with new construction, and Sheridan's team got those things fixed very quickly, and it's just a few things that were pretty minor. So we're very happy.
I wondered if you were going to share that you lived out there, because you've mentioned how nice it is. So
thank you, Andy. Thank you. So yeah, we've enjoyed having Andy there. He's been pretty busy, so we don't see him a lot, but we'll get him more involved out here. So as to activities and so forth, we're continuing to, be open to new residents moving in, and we have a wait list right now that hovers right around the 18 to 20 number at all time.
wow.
Through the last 4 years that I've been here, we've stayed at a 98% occupancy rate, which just shows you that, number one, people want to move here, but number 2 is we have a very nice facility. It's a great place for seniors and retirees and so forth. And I can't say anything but good about the residents who live here. They interact, they have fun together and so forth. And we're reaching that stage now that COVID has kind of eased up a little bit, that we're opening up activities and just getting the residents more involved. And as winter comes along, we'll be doing more indoor activities and so forth. So, but based on everything that I've seen over the last 4 years, and especially with all the recent inquiries and people interested in moving to La Junta and so forth, I've said this before, I would encourage anybody that wants to build senior living in La Junta with nice facilities and so forth, I can tell you, you'll keep them full. So La Junta is a great place to be. Cost of living is great, even though things keep changing on all of us, but it's a good place to be. And we enjoy it. We enjoy all of our residents, and we enjoy the community support that we get also with the city and the chamber and others. So we thank you. So that's about all I have to say.
Does anyone have any questions for Sheridan and about the new Casa del Sol units and what's happening out there? They're beautiful. I've not seen them inside yet, but they sure look pretty from the outside.
Yeah, they do.
Oh,
It's on my
thank
side
you.
of town, so it looks really nice.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So, well, thank you, Sheridan, for sharing with us. I don't see Hannah Bates on here from Southeast Health Group. Are you here, Hannah? I don't see her. So we're going to go to Cynthia Sollenberger from CASA. There's a exciting event coming up with the CASA, so she's going to share about that. Cynthia?
Thanks, Julie. I just wanted to let everyone know about our fall event that's coming up Saturday, September 24th. It's called Boots and Bling. It's actually our 5th annual Boots and Bling. It's had some different names, but it's the same thing with just a little more glitz to it. It's going to be out at Valley Trading Post. Tickets are $40. We're going to have a nice steak dinner and dancing, music, live music by Fred Darnell and the Country Gold Band. Anyone who's interested in tickets can call 719-469-5256 or visit our website, arcvalleycasa.org.
So what's the date of that, Cynthia?
It's Saturday, September 24th.
Okay.
The bar will open at 5:30 and dinner will be served at 6.
And it's
with
out at the
dancing.
the Valley Trading Post event.
Yep, Valley Trading Post. Yeah, it's a great event. Last year was a huge success. It's a lot of fun. Even if you don't like dancing, you get a really good dinner. So for those of you who, and you don't have to wear cowboy boots, but it's recommended.
And you don't have to wear bling either. You can just come dressed usual, right?
You can come however you want, as long as you come. Yep.
So does anybody have any other questions for Cynthia? So now we have another
what were the dates for that
OJC.
event again?
Pardon me?
What were the dates for that event again?
It is Saturday, September 24th. Bar opens at 5:30, dinner served at 6. And again, tickets, the easiest way is probably to visit our website. You can buy them online, and that's at arcvalleycasa.org, and you click on events. Or you can call me at 719-469-5256.
Right, thank you.
It's
Yeah,
a fun
thanks.
event, so yeah. So, all right, thank you, Cynthia.
Thanks.
And now we have another individual from OC. We have another individual from OC that's going to share about some new programming and an event that they have coming up at Otero College. So Maureen Rickoff, you want to share with us?
Yeah, thank you for including me.
Just a minute, Maureen.
I'm gonna jump you, and this is like total small town, how all connections come back together. Right? Maureen and I worked together when she was a city council staff person for a wonderful woman, like 20 years ago or something, and maybe longer. And now she's back here in La Junta, and it's such a privilege and an opportunity to have her knowledge and her skills and her personality back in La Junta. So you were never from La Junta.
No, it's a long story how I got here,
but I'm glad to welcome you to La Junta.
Yeah, thanks, Greg. I appreciate it. And it was more like 25 years ago.
Yeah, all right. We don't need to. We
were both 12. It's all good.
Yeah. We don't need to put the timeline on it.
Yeah,
right?
nobody needs to do math. Math is hard. It's fine.
Right.
So I feel like I landed a dream job landing here at Otero College. I direct the international program. And we have close to 60 students from 28 different countries that have landed at Otero College starting school this fall. You heard from our soccer coaches, a lot of them do play soccer. They're amazing kids. I just took one to the DMV this morning, and he was able to transfer his French driving license to an American driving license. And anyway, my job with other duties as assigned is never boring, I can assure you. So we have some great opportunities for how we bring the world to Otero. It's not just the kids coming here, getting to share their stories and their lives and experience is what it's all about. And 3 things I want to share. We have the Lunch and Learn series at the Learning Commons, where students from different countries just answer questions, to tell a little bit about their country. You can bring a brown bag lunch, you can just join us, but those happen the first Wednesday of every month. The first one is Denmark. We have Christine Melby from Copenhagen, who's going to be telling us about Denmark and what it's like to land in Otero County from the north. So 12:15 Learning Commons every first Wednesday of the month. Also, we are always looking for friendly families. It's like being a host family, but they don't actually live with you. It's the best of both worlds. So just if anybody you know is interested in being literally a friendly family in the Arkansas Valley for one of these kids, we do a welcome kickoff barbecue on Sunday, September 18th, and I'll be circulating applications for that, and you can find that all on our website and our Facebook page. Finally, International Foods Night, best night of the whole year, let's be honest. It's an annual tradition that I am super pleased that I get to be part of keeping that going for everybody. That's coming up on November 10th in the Rizzuto Banquet Room. Tickets will be going on sale probably by, I would say, Monday. The site to start purchasing tickets will go up. Tables of 8, individual tickets and sponsorships are all available. I'm super excited to do this event again. So that's what I've got, bringing the world to Otero.
What time is that at?
Doors will open at 6 p.m.
Okay.
Okay, so.
I love International Food Night.
Yeah, we love having you at International Food Night, Lisa.
And I love having you in the Hunter too.
Oh, thank you. I'm glad to be here. I love being here.
Cool. I mean, Maureen is like, anyway.
I know. I barely met her, and I know what you're saying.
Yeah.
Well, thank you. You guys make me feel happy.
Julie's gonna scold me for getting off schedule. So.
No, that's okay. In fact, I don't think Hannah has joined us yet. And so we're going to just begin to wrap it up. So Greg, do you want to wrap up the business lunch and talk for August?
Yeah, I just think these community engagements are developing, and they're so important to what we're trying to do as a chamber. I think Andy's participation, the sheriff, Chris, I mean, we just have such a vibrant community, and I think we don't always acknowledge and accept. I think we fall into a trap, like, you know, we're just a little rural small town community, and I think that's BS. Because
nothing's happening, and there's a lot happening.
Yeah. It's pretty evident today how much is happening.
Yeah, and I just think I think the more we can connect as a group and as a community, and welcome people like Andy and Maureen into our community, and bring their strengths and skills, I just think we're doing fine. I mean, it's a grind, but we're doing what we do. Mm-hmm. And I'm so happy to be a part of the La Junta Chamber of Commerce. I gotta throw that tagline in there.
Well, thank you, Greg. We thank each one of you for being on, and the business lunch and talk just seems to grow each month. So tell your friends and coworkers about it. Timory, do you have anything to offer from the chamber as we close?
Just thank you for always participating and joining us at our events.
And
thanks.
I don't know what you got going on there, my friend, but let me tell you, we need to empower as a board of directors. Maybe you're getting inside our business a little bit, but that's okay. But we need to empower Timory to be more of an executive director, and the board of the Chamber of Commerce needs to be more of a board. We have a unique talent in Timory, and she's a local, you know, local produced individual. Yeah, probably not the right words, but whatever. But she's locally produced and she understands this community and she's really smart. So trust Timmery.
So thank you, Greg. Thank you, Timmery. So anyway, the next business lunch and talk, remember the BLT is always on the last Thursday of the month. So the September BLT will be way at the end of the month, Thursday, September 29th. Always begins promptly at 11:45 and we always end either right at 1 o'clock or before, as we will today. We'll be done a little bit sooner today. So thank you very much. And we look forward to seeing you next month.
Thank you, everybody.
Thank you.
Thank you all.
Thank you.